Boy, you getting way too high, you need a Cudi. Real talk. Where's all my ladies at tonight? Talk.
Thought Crime's back in the building. We back to dismantle the conspiracies running around in hip-hop. First and foremost, of course, this is your boy Prince Solo.
And it's your girl Sincere, and we're talking about Riders Gate, the whole drama behind Rider allegations when it comes to Drake, Kanye, Nicki, anyone you can think of.
Yeah, matter of fact, let's get into it, right? So here's the thing. Recently, Kid Cudi went on a rant on Twitter, right? And he was talking about basically you can't be top 5 and have like 30 writers. So he clearly called out Kanye West and Drizzy Drake. Now, we all know the history behind Drake. What people are doing now, they're kind of still in a way giving Drake a pass by lumping him in there with Kanye West when you would more appropriately place Kanye West in the same group or lineage as a Dr. Dre.
And
Drake is not even a producer, number one, and Kanye West should know better. Let's be real, Kid Cudi had gave Kanye West some of his dopest joints on 808s. People, you all know that had Kid Cudi's fingerprints all over that album. Still a dope album, but it definitely had Kid Cudi's fingerprints. And also, what was the other one? My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Again, so we'll see exactly where it goes, but we're just getting into it because now there are other allegations about Nicki Minaj having Safari. That's her dude, right? Her former dude's ex-boyfriend, right? So recently, Rod Digger got into it with a fan on Twitter, which is why certain people need to stay off Twitter. And then the guy said, you know, Nicki Minaj will murk you. And she was like, well, whose lyrics? Hers or Safari's?
Yeah, and that's just out of bitterness because we know Safari is not that good of a writer. Going back to Kanye West real quick, I would put him in a new category, actually, because he's not a Dre and he's not a Drake. He's a new category because his college dropout, late registration, that was mostly him. Now, the reason why I would say he's a new breed because he's known his first 3 albums, that was him. You know, he didn't have no writers.
Wasn't a doppelganger.
Yeah, it wasn't no doppelganger. It was ever since 808s and after
he's been on a new path.
He started on a new path of having people write for him.
Good music.
Exactly. So he would actually be in a new category where you have the MC/producer who has had albums that were on his own accord, classic albums, and then furthering his career in the music industry with other people writing for him and also producing other types of sounds. Drake is 100% manufactured.
Milli Vanilli.
Made in Canada.
Canada dry. You hear that, Drake? Canada dry, but go ahead.
Made in Canada, yeah. So I would put him in a new category. Like you said, everything, you know, that Dre has spit has been written for, and he's just a known producer. But and then going down the line, you know, Rod Digger just sounds bitter. I would have believed that if someone else needed to come out. I can't believe a corny ass nigga like Safari is the writing behind Nicki.
I will say this. They have been together for, what, like 15 years or something?
15? No, of course he helped with some things. That is not what I'm saying.
I'm just saying he suggested.
Yeah, of course.
If that was the case, we would hear him spit like she did on Monster on his own joints.
Yeah, or even after, you know, the things that she did with the whole drill music lyrics and also hooking up with Ray Shrimmer and the verses where she's already had broken up and have been detached.
Because there's nothing gangster about Safari.
Yeah, and have already been detached. You would have seen those.
He looked like he played with his frisbee and his dog in the rain at a park.
Yeah, which isn't bad, but he is very corny.
Yeah, so he's definitely opposite of what I would have thought of Nicki Minaj initially when she came out. But then when I listened to her interviews, I was
she likes square guys.
Yeah, I was like, I could see her being with like guys like Meek Mill or Safari.
Yeah, that's her type.
And plus, you gotta remember, people forget that she was an actor when she was younger. She was heavily involved into the art. She's a very artistic and intelligent individual. People just kind of dismiss her when they saw her come out with the props.
Because her persona, her package that she came out with to sell,
which was brilliant,
opposite from in a lot of ways from how she operates in her personal life.
Well, think about this, though. When she came out, because she needed to garner some buzz off Young Money. She needed to stand out. She was a woman MC, so she said, I got to do something. And she went over the top, right? Once she got that momentum going, all of a sudden, she got rid of all of those props, and she was just singing on joints, you know? So, going back to Kanye, though, and Kid Cudi, see, people forget. People keep throwing Drake, Kid Cudi. No, it's Drake. They always throw Drake in there with J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar.
He shouldn't be there, which a lot of people have not done lately, though.
Well, good.
Yes.
But J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, they came out after. See, the first class of that particular era, or this particular era, excuse me, it was originally Wale, it was originally Kid Cudi, and it was Drake.
Wait, can I say something to that, though? It's interesting because it was Wale, Kid Cudi at first. Drake came off the end of that, and it's weird. Drake came a bit at the end of that tail with the 3-0, and then J. Cole and Kendrick came in slightly after Drake. Like, oh, it's not far behind.
Not far behind, but they originally.
So I would be like, Kid Cudi, Wale, right at the end of that tier, Drake was in there, and then J. Cole and.
Well, this is because Drake was created in the factory by the Illuminati. But look, seriously though, it was Wale. You're right about that. Drake came in a little late, but he was still lumped in there.
Yeah, he was still lumped in there with them.
And let's be real, at the time, the star was Kid Cudi, because Kid Cudi, he was such a unique artist at the time for in hip hop. Yeah. Oh no, his In the Cud album was heavily slept on, and then Wale came through. You know, he was dope as well. You know, he was like the progenitor right before the Kendrick and J. Cole wave. You know, because they were like, oh wow, the resurgence of quote unquote a different type of conscious rap. And then here comes Drizzy Drake. And he just kind of out the gate blows a lot of people out of the water. Of course, now
stealing people's styles.
Well, you know, the Young Money camp had a couple things tossed around. Even before, remember Gilly the Kid? You know, he talked about how he had penned a lot of stuff for Wayne. And then Wayne was like, no, I deny it. So, like, let's be real. In the rap game, or if you want to say hip-hop, I would say more so rap. You've had people pen for other folks. Jay-Z is a known ghostwriter.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. You have people who've written for people, but it was people that everyone already knew.
Yes.
Kind of like the actor from Being Mary Jane. He said he wrote for Shaquille O'Neal. Whoopie doo, no surprise there that someone was writing for Shaquille O'Neal. You know, there were people famous actors who people don't even know are good writers, who have written material for Diddy and all these other people. People that are known.
Don't worry if I write rhymes.
I write checks.
I write checks. And I keep Cassie in a cage. Now,
though, the thing is, now they're touching on people that a lot of people thought written for themselves. And that's why it has to be brought in, the layers have to be discussed. Because people are trying to indirectly cape for Drake by trying to manipulate it like as if Kanye West is a Drake, and it's not. Don't fucking do that. It's disrespectful to hip hop.
Drake can't play the piano.
When it comes to Kid Cudi, Kanye West need to shut the fuck up and show some damn respect.
Whoa, sincere.
Because no, this guy, Kid Cudi,
y'all heard that?
No, he does. Because I'm sick of his egghead. He's very annoying. He has a big ass head, and he needs to be brought to reality somewhat.
You gonna pull a drive on Kanye?
No, 808s, and also my dark twisted fantasy. A lot of that had Kid Cudi behind it. Yeah, he gave Kanye West life. Now, yeah, you are, of course, the new wave or the new artistic link when it comes into hip hop for a lot of the new artists, even to a J. Cole and a Kendrick Lamar, and to certain degrees, although they're also a link to other rappers or forefathers for their style. But to disrespect someone that is a part of your good music crew, and also to dick ride the way you have been dick riding yourself towards Drake, a fucking manufactured punk ass, fake ass rapper, and you attach yourself off to someone like that instead of someone who's elevated your career. You know, come on, you're full of it.
Well, let's be real. It's like Drake is a tan Vanilla Ice. We're gonna go ahead and put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Look, don't get me wrong. Look, initially, The reason why people got on Drake's ass because they would kind of slide him in the category with some of the Hovism, you know, some of the Jay-Z-ism. Prior to the allegations, prior to the information being leaked, going back to Kanye West, here's the thing. Kanye West, what people make the mistake of, some people speak as if he created the conscious regular guy rap. No, what he did, which was pivotal at that time when he came out, he was the opposite of what 50 Cent was. People forget how powerful and big 50 Cent was at the time, where everybody was mimicking him. Kanye West stood out because he was the guy, along with some other cats that got outshined in the process. Little Brother had a very strong footing as well. And what he did, he represented something that people could see, which was more relatable. 50 Cent even touched on it. He says, well, if it really wasn't for me, Kanye West wouldn't have a lane. He says, because think about it. When I was out doing my thing, people gravitated towards me. So Kanye West, for people that wasn't really into my music or they liked my music, but they still wanted something else, they would gravitate towards Kanye. Now, here's the thing, though. Kanye did what he did, right? Second missing link, though, was Lupe Fiasco. Because when he came in, lyrically, he brought back into that infusion of conscious rap. They liked Kanye West for his social conscious rap, but when they saw Lupe kind of mix it in more with lyrical wordplay, then you start seeing cats like Wale come through or get promoted more. They were still doing their own thing, but the industry started going towards a Wale. They even took a look into Kid Cudi. People forget how this set up. It was Kanye, Lupe Fiasco, Wale, Kid Cudi, then Drake, and then you had J. Cole and Kendrick.
Well, I also want to say kind of to a different perspective here, because I think from the promotion, the persona of Kanye and 50 Cent, like Kanye would have had blown up regardless, because Kanye West did a lot of interesting stuff that actually Lupe was doing as well, where he was started to gain mainstream. So basically going back to what I was saying with Kanye West, though, he added anime. He also added the beats were very crisp and clear. And, you know, a lot of people associate conscious rap with dry beats and with, just with dry beats.
Talib Kweli beats.
Yeah. But when you think about MF Doom, when you think about Kanye West and Lupe Fiasco, even with them adding the soulful music and the church bells and different things, the piano, not only were the beats really crisp, but when you look at Kanye West's videos at the beginning of his career, they were very innovative. They were very innovative. Knock this stuff
out now.
No, I said the beginning of his career.
No, I'm saying I'm just adding. I'm just adding. No, because look, like,
no, he's getting ridiculous now.
Yeah, he's got on this. I'm just saying he's got on this Eurocentric nor artistic stuff that it's trash.
After 808, Heartbreak, his videos have been trash. But back to that, he was very innovative when it came to it. So it was a mixture, even though he wasn't a skateboarder. Kanye West music, college kids, skateboarders, people into anime. It was touching a lot of frequencies. It wasn't just.
Let's go back
it
to
was
it.
nothing about just social or political commentary.
No, initially.
I'm saying
for College Dropout.
No, I'm saying, but the artistic expression.
Well, let me clarify this. I know where you're going with it. Okay. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna break this down, right?
All right.
When College Dropout hit.
Yes.
This is why I said he was definitely the counter to the quote-unquote gangster rap or the resurgence of gangster rap via 50 Cent.
Absolutely.
Right? You gotta remember now, 50 Cent and Interscope was a movement. You had 50 Cent, you had G-Unit. Then in the G-Unit camp, they were also solo artists. So you had Lloyd Banks, Tony Yayo. Then you had The Game as well. Game was reintroducing colors back into mainstream rap. Nobody hadn't seen that since Snoop Dogg in the Crip era, right? So he did the resurgence of the blood. Now, pivoting off of that as well, Wayne was fluctuating at that time when he was waving his flag around. All of a sudden, he was waving the color red around, right?
Yeah, the Raven Crip.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is what I was saying. So you had, people forget how big of a movement that Interscope thing was. And then you had also trap music making its intro into the arena as well. So what I was saying with Kanye West, that first album, College Dropout, it had a lot of social commentary. Even his first joint, what was it called? Self-Conscious or something like that with Selena Johnson. And he sampled Lauryn Hill. Okay, now that part is what I was talking about.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, like Kanye West had like the Lauryn Hill influence. He had the anime influence. He had the college students, 90s traditional college days, like with John Singleton feel to it. He had a lot of different aspects of black geek culture and also just average black culture.
It wasn't.
Average black culture mixed with it, and then he overlapped to some degree with Lil Wayne.
But here's the thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, because with Lil Wayne, the interesting thing between him and Kanye West, even though they weren't they had a lot of differences. The skateboarders and certain punk kids and stuff would listen to both of them.
Well, this is why I said the missing link was Lupe Fiasco.
Well, yeah, Lupe Fiasco, yeah, even further, a little bit more even with the poetry as well, with the skateboard atmosphere. So it was crazy because Kanye West and Lupe Fiasco overlapped on almost everything. It's just that Lupe was more lyrical and Kanye West was slightly more creative in other ways.
Well, this is what I'm saying here. Like, if you go back, right, College Dropout, it was the complete antithesis of Get Rich or Die Trying.
Absolutely.
There was a duality there.
No, I wasn't disagreeing with you with the duality. I was just saying that it was interesting because of the persona that both 50 Cent and Kanye West put out for their image. It was just something that injected hip hop regardless. Of course, both of them being together made them even more powerful. But I was just saying that on their own, they still would have been a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, that is true. They were very talented, but I still believe as part of that duality is what basically added more to their success.
Well, that's what I said. It made it more powerful.
Because you did have a bipolarization taking place at that time. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing now. The album was social commentary. It was an honest album.
Sorry. That's what I was saying. It was social commentary, but it added a lot of other things to it, elements.
Now, this is why I say 50 Cent, Wayne, and Kanye West, and even to a degree, I would say the new Gucci, when he kept getting arrested, not the one now, they were like the biggest influences on the game right now, right? Now, what Kanye West did, and I know people, they're like, why would you bring up Gucci? Because people don't understand, like, okay, Gucci Mane came out in 2001, 2002, right? It's 2016. Mm-hmm. So the rappers that are out now, they look to Gucci like he was their Jay-Z. And then on top of that, he did have the John Dillinger vibe about him because he kept getting arrested. He was quote unquote perceived as the realest nigga in the game.
So people can understand, we're talking about like the South and the Midwest.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we're not talking about East Coast.
Nah, yeah, because don't be pulling out no Illmatic copies.
Because someone will be like, yo, we weren't fucking listening to Gucci. We're not talking, we heard a couple singles. We're talking about South and Midwest.
Okay, now going back to Kanye now, what Kanye was able to do, Kanye West is one of the bigger influences, almost to a degree, to the point where that's why Hov held on to him out of everybody.
Because he influenced every region of hip hop. Yeah. Every region.
He crossed everything. This is how, like, people understand this is how big Kanye West was. And this is why so many people have given him so many second chances because of his
third chances, fourth chances, fifth chances.
So here's the thing. He created that lane. He reopened that lane, right?
And added some new elements to it.
But this is what he did that was dope about it. Not only did he create breathing room for Lupe Fiasco, for Wale, for Kid Cudi, for Drake, and for J. Cole and Kendrick, he also went and reinvigorated the careers of a Talib Kweli, Common, Mos Def. Like, the boy touched everything. Mm-hmm. Like, people don't understand how much power he had at that time, all the way up into, I would say, what we just say about 808, right?
You mean his power?
Yes, the level of his influence, because after 808, people started, they were kind of iffy about some things about him.
Well, with 808's,
it was a great album, but
it was very influential, and also my Twisted Dark Fantasy. I think the thing that started to tailor off from him was his personality was really starting to
I'll tell you what
affect
it was.
People negatively.
Now I think about it, I agree with you there. But also, I'll be honest with you, and most people will agree, it's when he was publicly associated with the Kardashians.
Of course, which I don't care about them. We're gonna leave it out. But, that, at first, people are used to it now. They don't care anymore.
But it did put him in a different space slightly.
Yeah, just slightly. but the main thing is his actions on his own that
his personality,
caused a lot of things to go awry.
Yeah, exactly. And so what we're saying here is that going back to that though, he did open the lane, but then he went back and reinvigorated the careers. He gave Common a classic album, a legitimate classic album, because I know people like to go back to the people like to go back to Resurrection and all that. But it was a dope album, but sonically, beat caught the people's ear because of the beats that Kanye West was doing, and also it was tying in. It was like a weird fabric or quilt at the time, because then you had Dave Chappelle elevating everybody else on the platform as well. So there's a lot of memorable moments. People don't understand classic albums sometimes it's not just about the material. It is about the quality of the album, but it's also the atmosphere surrounding the album.
Yeah, the Dave Chappelle show definitely even more so added a lot of amplifying the whole wave of the Kanye West and the Lupe fiascos and the Talib Kweli's at that time. And like I said, it was like, to break it off, Lupe fiasco, Kanye West was a different atmosphere than Common and Talib Kweli.
Oh yeah, well they were the newer guys.
They helped bring their ship up, their music was sonically superior than Common's and Talib Kweli.
Well, think about this now. They were like the new wave of consciousness without the corny stick to it. You know what I'm saying? That when I say corny, I'm not calling them guys corny, but every time people used to hear conscious rap,
let's be real,
there was like a stigma to it.
Because of how they categorized conscious rap, it made it corny. Because if you think about it, you can add MF Doom, you can add Immortal Technique that had hard lyrics and a lot of great beats in certain albums.
Immortal Technique, Third World.
But they're very weird. People like to really just try to focus and cherry pick the ones with the dry beats.
They use Common
like a
and
Sandman or some shit like that. Say Sandman is the face of conscious rap.
They'll use Common in his sweater vest.
Yeah, conscious people aren't always talking about social economic stuff all the time. Like Nas is in that category, but because Nas has the cool Negro swagger, they don't want to classify him as that. So they do cherry pick what is classified as conscious and what is not,
Nas's style is like the drunken master. He'll knock into conscious rap, he'll knock into gangster rap, he'll knock into some dope boy territory in his early career, So he was kind of like, I'm just going to talk from a multi-layer perspective,
Yeah, but that's what a lot of conscious rappers do. Even if you think about those who rapped in the whole gangster philosophy, but we're talking about why they didn't want to be there. To be honest with you, they just put people like Talib Kweli, the tofu rappers, and then classified the tofu rappers as automatically conscious.
Well, now
rap.
Going back to Talib Kweli, okay, and this is the thing, this is what I was saying. The reason why at that point in time, a lot of the stigma that was really attached to conscious rap, and I didn't see it get attached to it until like I said, the Get Rich or Die Trying days, because there would be offhand comments guys like Talib Kweli would make, and then 50 Cent would be like, he would respond, he says, you niggas rapping over them watered ass beats.
But
that's what I'm saying. That's where a lot of the stigma came from.
That came later, though. Yeah. And I don't take people like 50 Cent serious because he went after someone like Master P. He wasn't talking shit about anyone. Talib Kweli definitely is guilty of that now. But when he first came out, he was trying to toe the line of not really criticizing people. Because when they had that whole debate on hip hop and he was there on the panel, he was trying really hard to try to be fair. And
what year was this, though? You give me the year and I'll tell you why.
It's kind of probably when T.I. first really got mainstream. It was that time when...
Would you say it was 04, 05?
I have to double check.
It had to be 05, because the reason why I say this, let me say this, because I remember Talib Kweli, he did an interview in Double XL. Mm-hmm. He said when he walked in and Kanye West was ready to do some beats for him, he said, I walked in and I heard Kanye West listening to Get Rich or Die Trying, and he said I was disappointed. And so 50 Cent saw the article and he got mad about it. He's like, what's that supposed to mean? So what I'm saying is that stigma came from that. The reason why Lupe Fiasco and guys like Wale, J. Cole, and Kendrick is because they didn't criticize anybody else's stuff.
But there were people prior to, Talib and during Talib that didn't criticize people's stuff. They only care if the lyrics was good and if Trace stayed to the hip hop. But
yes.
I'm just saying that people, it's a social engineering thing, because you could tell people don't care how corny people who talk about killing bitches instrumentals can be. Like, if you even be honest about Gucci Mane, at first his speech selection weren't that good. They purposely only tried to stigmatize conscious rap and purposely try to water it down. So anyone who's cool and that could be in that territory, MF Doom is not, Nas isn't. We're just gonna say rappers like Talib, they're the only ones who are gonna
I'll be honest with you,
there's a spectrum that they trying to keep very limited.
Early in their career, and then there was a level of hypocrisy floating with a couple of the cats. The thing about Talib Kweli, what I will say about him, after he met that type of response and vitriol, he toned it down. And he's like, I'm just going to let everybody be. You know, and so what happened with Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys wasn't even doing anything. She was just explaining, how the government, because of the social economic issues and the stigmas that black people face, it created gangster rap because you created an underclass of people who had a voice, and their voice is now going to be different because of that social engineering. And then that's why I said I don't take 50 Cent serious or some of these people, because they purposely tried to distort what she was saying.
Well, I'm going to be fair. The reason why I say I'll be fair, because if this is your genre of music and you feel like somebody's talking about it, you're going to say something.
But he's a sensitive thug.
No, but I'm saying...
Because she wasn't talking about it. That's the thing. She was explaining why they had a voice.
No, but what I'm saying though, I understand completely where she's coming from. And also I understand why 50 did what he did too.
I don't understand, because she wasn't criticizing. She was explaining why.
Well, this is what I blame in the media, because the way they presented the question or the response, the information to 50, they didn't detail what she said thoroughly.
50, that's because 50 isn't savvy in that way. He did the same thing with The Game. He did the same thing with a lot of people who never said anything bad about him, and it was twisted, and he just goes off. Other people will be like, I'm gonna see for myself, and when they did, they said, it wasn't nothing.
No, I agree with you on that one, but at that point in time, if somebody presents you that information, I'm just being real with you. Humans are humans. They make mistakes. I'm not excusing 50.
He's habitual, though. I would have agreed with you one or twice. I would have been like, you are absolutely right. All the time, though. All the time.
But look, like I said, that's his genre at that time. That's why he said what he said. I'm gonna be real. It would have been the same thing if they presented the question to Jadakiss or Beanie Siegel. Let's be real about that. They make the same type of music. Come on now, we can't be tap dancing around that.
To say that everybody would have reacted like him emotionally and not looked at the facts.
Just say that they wouldn't. I'm just saying.
It's automatically put him. I'm not caping for 50.
Nobody's caping. That word shouldn't be applied to the situation. I'm just illustrating the point.
It's like, okay, I'll give you an example. Okay. I'll give you an example, all right. Prince. It's like if someone was to ask me just to explain how did we come to this point as a country, just talk about the policies put in the militarization or whatever. And then people come after me, oh my God, because you talk about me, I'm a police officer, I'm a politician, or
it's the same thing.
No, it's not, because I didn't even blame anything. I just said these are the policies that were enacted, this and that.
Then you have to blame that on the culture.
To react emotionally to something that's a fact.
Let's be real though.
And not criticizing. This is just saying this is how this came about. That's some low tier shit right there.
No, let's be real. That's the culture that we're in. Okay, how many times people? No, let's be real. It ain't just 50 Cent.
I'm not saying
there's a lot of people that don't do their research and they start speaking diarrhea of the mouth. Going back to the conscious gangster rap duality, the reason why, let's be real, going back to NWA.
Yeah.
And then you had the NWA, and then you had the Public Enemy, Poor Righteous Teacher, X-Clan era. NWA, they did go out of their way and they dissed those guys too. Okay, so a lot of that stigma from quote-unquote conscious rap, that stuff begins right at the genesis of hip-hop. And I keep telling people all the time, if you really think about it, hip-hop, especially when it came out during the Run DMC, Beastie Boys era, it really had a 3 to 5 year run of just pure excellence at its finest. And then from that point on, it just deteriorated to all types of subcategorized fuckery.
Well, it's a weird thing. It's because of how NWA did it that was problematic. Like with the cop stuff, it was fine, but stuff about black women and other things within the community, they were glorifying it instead of coming from perspective why this is not the place to be. Where a lot of people have successfully done with hot beats, and that's the thing that a lot of people aren't being honest about. But going back to the whole Writers Gates issue, and even we talk about people like Eazy-E, you had
MC Ren, he had Ice Cube
writing for them, and you see how Eazy-E lost his way and tried to dismiss them, and look what happened. Like, we do have predatory nature in hip-hop where you do have people acting just like every other music genre, because things like this go on in music genres all the time, where you have somebody write for a pop star, R&B singer or something. The only difference is they usually get paid handsomely, usually in this day and age. Back then, sometimes they got shafted, or so going back into this,
as a couple people did on the first Chronic.
So it's like, with hip-hop, there definitely needs to be higher standards. Even though those things were taking place, people have to admit that all the people who were, though, put on a pedestal in hip-hop for lyricism, none of them had the Ryder Gates allegations.
That's all I'm saying.
Rakim didn't. Nas didn't.
Big Daddy Kane.
Big Pun. Like Biggie. We're saying that the people who were held as top 10 lyricists, Wu-Tang Clan and all that, those people, what we're saying, they weren't. No one ever said Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, or P. Diddy ever in their mouth ever said they were top 10. They're not top 20. They're not top 30. Now, when they say classic albums, then you'll see a shift. You'll see some of Dre shit in there. You may see even NWA, whatever, depending on what the person's taste. But when we said the pinnacle of hip hop, of an artist, it's always people who wrote their own shit.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So that's the type of difference we're trying to make clear.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with everything you said on that note. Like I said, I also hear that people keep saying, like, this generation, like, we don't care about lyricism. That's a fallacy. I'll tell you a reason why people care about lyricism, and I illustrated the point to Sincere earlier. I said, do you know the reason why people are full of shit about this? Oh, we don't care about lyrics. Case in point, Future and Designer. People fuck with both, right? But when you talk about an album people want to actually listen to and that they can tolerate, they'll obviously go with Future. People say, I like Designers, Panda, Timmy Turner, but they says, I am not listening to a whole album of that shit, right? Because honestly, you legitimately do not know what Designers say. And that's not even like on some, just being extra with it. Because, people, I don't know what these new rappers. No, people really don't know what all of that shit is.
If you look at the Chain Gang and you look at Proto Blues, a lot of times you didn't understand what they were saying. The rhythm was just hot. So you got people like Future and Designer who plays off of that, although Future, you can understand actually what he's saying. And then, it's like, you have to let hip-hop breathe, of course, but there's the thing that people are being manufactured, that shit gotta be cut. For the fact that Drake felt comfortable enough to even try to criticize someone like Kid Cudi and Dick Ride off of Kanye West is atrocious to hip-hop.
I told people before.
It's atrocious to hip-hop. And those little demon spawns that everybody keep trying to prop up as the new wave of hip-hop and the millennials, these are fucking a subgenre of a subgenre of a subgenre of a subgenre of a subgenre where their albums aren't selling, their concerts aren't popping like that. These are little
people
tiny.
Can't even name their albums.
Yeah, these are little house parties where they are drinking lean and only a couple of teenagers know of them. But because people keep fucking mentioning them on YouTube, giving them a platform, they're making it seem like they're big. Did they sell like J. Cole with Forest Hill? Have they sold like Kendrick Lamar?
Let's go back to J. Cole. Cole had the best tour of 2016. People forget that. He grossed the most as far as
Montana of 300.
Yeah.
He's one of the underground, one could say, rappers who actually his album does sell. He sells.
Well, let's go back to
iTunes
Montana of 300.
Yeah.
He's a throwback to the guy that's hot underground.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a good space to be in.
MF Doom. And what's the other guy that was really lyrical, crazy?
People got mad at me when I did a video on Montana 300 because I compared him to a Tech 9.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, people.
Yes, he's on that level.
People got mad. This nigga ain't Tech 9. Shut the fuck up, nigga. What are you? You know what I'm saying? I recognize shit. I saw his cult following. I saw that he was able to play with the words. And his style, it reminds me of Tech 9.
So let's look at the people who are selling concerts, even if they're not mainstream, they're eating well. Montana 300, Tech 9, MF Doom. Then you go to the main street cats like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. I don't like
Schoolboy Q.
Fucking Drake, but Drake, Schoolboy Q. Drake is the only one of the few manufacturers of this generation besides Lil Wayne who is definitely popping right now, and that's because he's basically using a spirit bomb to soak in all the music talent from other people and copy it. So that's basically what Drake is doing. But when you look at it, when it comes to the Demon Spawns, they're not even on a Montana 300 level.
Actually,
so why, like, that's why I'm
actually, let's go back. Soulja Boy and Lil B sold more than all these cats.
Exactly.
They're talking about the little.
That was legit.
The Yachties and all that. Like them guys, and those guys are like the second tier of those, but they're unsuccessful in. At least Lil B had a cultural phenomenon.
No, I will say I agree with that. Like, if you want to talk about people that you don't like in hip hop who sold well, that would be a Soulja Boy and Lil B. And that's why I'm disappointed with Hot 97. Because you put these little twerps on who aren't popping. My 17-year-old cousins and 16, 15-year-old don't know any of these niggas.
Now, I'll be honest with you, now, they need some writers. They need some writers. They need to go ahead and, you know.
But they were put out by, like what we talked about behind the scenes. They were put out because they these.
By hipster billionaires. Yeah,
they thought
we're gonna talk about that a little later. Not now, but we'll get into it with the hipster billionaires and how they're purposely funding a lot of the garbage in hip hop that is not doing well for them. This is why Leah Cohen is struggling with Young Thugger. You know what I'm saying? But going back to this whole writers scandal, like recently, hiphopdx.com put out this interesting article where they stated that Jadakiss and the Beans deal, that State Property may have ghostwritten a few lines in that classic Beanie Siegel diss. Well, let's look at it like this. State Property is a collective crew. It's the same energy that Wu-Tang do with each other. Like Ghostface talked about how, you know, he's assisted RZA. RZA has assisted Capadonna. You know what I'm saying? Like they've done that.
And when you're a rap group and you're making tracks together, that's fine.
That's different, but it's like people don't understand. They keep trying to give Drake some leeway.
No, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to create the climate to give Drake
some leeway, and
to certify him.
Sincere. Didn't I just do video? And I told people, every time Drake takes an L publicly, it's the industry, the handlers behind the industry, the bloggers, the hip-hop hipsters, they all pivot the industry in Drake's favor. So now what's on the table is everybody that has contributed something to somebody.
Talib Kweli is corny at times, but when he wrote his article pertaining to Drake and that collaboration with Future, it was sucked. That shit was whack. And it was lazy. It was lazy. And, you know, Drake has tried to jump on every hot nigga. Bobby Smurda, Gucci Man, Future, underground rappers from Houston, from Chicago, Sus Walker, Chop, Lil Chop producers. Like, this nigga is just a vulture. He's a culture vulture. And, look, people like to jump on hot trains to a degree, but for this nigga to be on every single one, come on. And then for him to even have a sweatshop, OVO sweatshop, where you had The Weeknd did most of the album from Take Care. You had Party Next Door for If Nothing Was the Same. You had Miller with If You're Reading This Is Too Late. This nigga does not have any talent. At this time, we have to admit to ourselves musically, Drake is not talented. All he does, he has a nice flow, a little bit of crooning, and because people think he's attractive.
Mimicker. He's a mimicker.
Yeah, people think that he's attractive.
Remember the movie The Mimic?
Yeah.
That's what he is of hip hop.
Yeah.
You know,
he has very little talent.
Yeah, he slightly bit of Big Sean style. In the
he did, because when you think of now, when I think about it, it's like, damn, he did sound like Big Sean.
Yeah, I mean, come on, I peeped game, but I mean, I wasn't gonna go on no diatribe, but I did the video as we did our video. And now the conversation that's on the table is they're going through hip hop and they're trying to find moments of quote unquote Drakeism. Here's the thing though, like I said,
yeah, like it's called Drakeism.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man, let's be real. What they're trying to do is give him some breathing room, make it fair for him, which is, again, it's wrong. First of all, Wu-Tang came in as a crew. They're homeboys. Ghostface wrote all of his own shit. You know what I'm saying? Do people throw each other up a lob when it comes to a line? Like somebody say, yo, the punchline will sound hot here.
Yeah,
of
and
course.
transitioning.
People do that all the time, right? Same thing with state property and Beanie Siegel, because the article, they tried to make it seem like Beanie Siegel didn't write the shit that he did about Jadakiss. And then if you go in there, it just talks about really that when Jadakiss, when he was like, I'm about to sun kiss like a soda, that's the only line that he got thrown up in his way.
Well, that's why these magazines are regressive. These hip-hop magazines are fucktards. There's a lot of fucking white hipsters who are manufacturing these magazines.
And they love Drake.
They're working on these magazines. They love Drake. They love other shitty music and hip-hop. Or people who are not really doing their own shit. And then on top of that, they try to destroy legends or real hip-hop artists to try to pretend that, this is everywhere.
Did Tupac write All Eyes on Me?
Yeah.
We need to take a look into that. Now let's go back into this thing with Kid Cudi. This is what's sad about it now. You have a talented ass motherfucker like Kid Cudi. I don't care what people say about his crop top shirts. That motherfucker's talented. That nigga is talented as
freestyle.
fuck.
So it's freestyle on Westwood.
Yeah, that nigga is talented as fuck. And what's sad, now when people are comparing to Kid Cudi to a Drake,
it's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's like, how do you compare a musician to an actor? Mm-hmm. That's the crazy part about it. Mm-hmm. So I do see now the conversation's on the table, but like I said before, it's on the table in a controlled fashion.
All Kid Cudi has to do is destroy Drake musically, and he can do it. You know, and what he needs to do is just to have a single just slaughter him. Yeah,
well, let's be real. And I felt it's weird because as much good as Kanye has brought to hip hop,
he's brought a lot of shitty.
He's bringing now. He's brought a lot of dark energy to it in the creative sense, right? Mm-hmm. Because look, for him to co-sign Designer, I don't care what people say. That was trash. It was trash, period. You know, it's like, come on, how do you co-sign Designer and say you're gonna push him, but your homeboy / boss Jay-Z is working with Future repeatedly, and then you go around and you try to minimalize guys like Kid Cudi, and you have suppressed their talented creative flow because Kid Cudi was popping when he got with good music. People forget when he got there, he even said it on the album In the Cud. He says, I'm only good for a hook, huh? And I knew he was subliminally talking about good music and Kanye West because he had contributed so much to Kanye West's energy to now, you know, that momentum that he had initially, which he could possibly kick up, it got quelled being under the good music umbrella, you know, and all this in the long run was to make Kanye look good. But it's like, I look at things like that. You take an artist like Kid Cudi and you basically shit on him, but you push hard for a designer, you push hard for a shitty clothing line, like I said,
and you push hard for a fucking Drake.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Everybody should be done with Kanye West. He's a fucking weak link in the chain. He bitched and cried like a little bitch about his clothing line. Swig, you don't have all the answers. He's been
sincere.
Yeah, he's been very disgraceful. He's the weak link when it comes to the streaming wars with Jay-Z and them trying to get shit together, also collecting new talent for black artists and trying to get Rock Nation in gear to actually become a beacon where a lot of artists can come there and start their careers and just move forward when it comes to black creativity. Kanye West is the weak link in the chain.
Well, artistically, he's a weak link, period.
He's great, but when it comes to being savvy, when it comes to business and all this other stuff, to a degree, the nigga is really regressive. He's really he doesn't even care about it, to be honest with you.
Let's keep it on the music as well. Like I said, if you just kind of look at what he's done, like how he kept reintroducing the life of Pablo, wasn't clear on what it really was about. He was all over the place, and like I said, he makes these boneheaded decisions. He's going to create an album with Drake or as a mixtape, because this is what they did. They don't know if it's going to do well or not, so they're going to have it as a mixtape, supposedly. Just like they did, if you're reading this, it's too late. Drake said it's a mixtape, but then when it sold 1 million, all of a sudden it was an album again. So it's like that with this Kanye West thing. And like I said, for him to be manipulated in that sense to now Kanye West is publicly turning against Kid Cudi, one of the guys he had attached himself to at the beginning. For Drake, who has had a problem with Kid Cudi from the beginning, again, you all have to recognize the Machiavellian prince in the room when you see it.
Not only that, it's not even Drake being Machiavelli, but Kanye West is a traitor. I mean, look, he dipped out on Dame for Jay. He dipping out on Jay and Kid Cudi with the stupid stuff he's doing with Drake. Like, Kanye West really isn't loyal.
Well, he's loyal to his narcissism and vanity.
Exactly.
That's what it is. But as far as the writer's gate is concerned, look, Kid Cudi's fingerprints was all over 808s, as well as some of the other guys that Kanye West has been known for stealing their production credit for. If you all want to see an answer, look what he did to the Cameron beat Down, right? He just said, oh, it wasn't mine, I just took it and ran with it, but I didn't create the beat. But he had people thinking that was his shit. Mm-hmm. And that was possibly going to be one of the best Kanye West beats until people found out otherwise, you know what I'm saying? So what we're saying here, this whole ghost writing thing, this writer's gate, ghost production thing, it's the conversation, the narrative is being controlled to still make sure Drake is validated. By
black hipsters too on the internet saying people only care about the finished product. No, it's not just about the finished product. It's kind of like there are people who are iconicized because we know they've put in a lot of work when it comes to their albums. Even if people wrote certain things to a degree for them, like Michael Jackson or Marvin Gaye, who did actually most of the album of What's Going On, or when they bring up other artists like the Supremes and stuff like that. But the difference is, let's even go back to the Supremes. Everybody knew Smokey Robinson wrote a lot of their hits, and it was known. No one was hiding that. Right now, you have a lot of people hiding in the cut, mm-hmm. pretending to be the gods of music, not giving credit when credit is due to other people, fucking phony, and they don't deserve the adulation that all these people are giving them.
Well, also, here's the difference, and this is what people need to get in their head. Because, again, they're controlling the writer gate narrative to make sure Drake is validated mm-hmm. by comparing hip-hop to other genres when it's not. Hip-hop prided itself initially on moving the crowd and then also skills, lyrical writing skills. Like, there's a whole subgenre that was at the forefront of hip-hop that was strictly about how I was able to write the illest rhyme.
And also battle rapping.
So for you to come along and, your white hipsters and the black hipsters that co-sign white hipsters, for y'all to come along and try to undo all that and say it doesn't matter now. Again, I illustrate the point perfectly well. Even to the most superficial rap listener, casual rap listener, they know the difference between a designer and a Future. And if you ask them to listen to either album, 9 times out of 10, they'll say, I will listen to Future, the lesser of two evils in that field. And the reason why I said people full of shit about this thing, about lyrics don't matter, about who writes this, who writes that, let it be J. Cole or Kendrick. And then watch people get mad. Then I will ask them, well, why are you getting mad if it don't matter? Oh, because they differ. Well, then let's go back to the forefront of hip hop. That's what I'm talking about. Like, we can't, I just said, look, if you like the boys' music, that's different. But don't try to go back and compare him next to a Wu-Tang or a Rakim.
Drake is not a lyricist. That's it. Anybody who puts him in top 5, top 10, top 20, anything, they're fucking stupid. And they should be kicked out from the culture. When we're talking about top 5 in lyricism, where we're talking about top 5 of people who are actually artistic when it comes to rap. What is artistic about Drake? His beats are from 40, who remixed everything. His style and the way his cadence and everything comes from Party Next Door, The Weeknd, Quentin Miller. What is pivotal about Drake? All the stuff that Drake has that people give him credit for, they would have happened anyway with all these different artists.
Yeah, if anything, he's blocked the channel of multiple artists that could have been successful.
That could have came out, exactly. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying this, and I feel it's a sad travesty when they look at a guy like Kid Cudi, like, he's the outsider, like he's the problem. When everything about Kid Cudi is hip hop.
Yeah.
Everything. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, even to see how Kanye West has gotten lazy artistically by allowing other people to have more control of his pen game.
He's very lazy now. Of course, he's extremely lazy. And I know some people may say, well, that's because he's doing his clothing line. There's a lot of stuff.
And that's his fault.
That's taking that's distracting him from hip hop. Fair enough. If you're going to go that route, give the people credit then. That's all.
Yeah.
Give them credit. It's that simple. Give them credit.
Yeah, and then people like to say, well, they do credit their writers. They don't credit all of them. They don't. That's why you see these guys sitting down with Vlad. That's why you see these guys having interviews with other outlets on social media, because they're pissed. They're like, well, I got to bring this to the people's attention. And like I said, people are extremely full of shit. And if we're at that point where the lyrics don't matter about who writes, then we shouldn't marvel at a Nas verse on DJ Khaled joint with whatever the Major Keys joint is.
If they don't really care, there's no standards in hip hop, and there needs to be standards. Enough.
We blame the elders too as well.
Of course, KRS-One double talking nigga.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
People like him, like all these people, really do need to shut the fuck up. You can't go into classical music and artificially create a sound of a violin. You'll be kicked out. You'll be laughed at.
Well, that'd be like this. Let's look at, let's do this then, since people like to compare. If people found out that Yo-Yo Ma played none of his instruments, that he wrote none of his songs,
he'd be a disgrace.
He would be blackballed too. Mm-hmm. They says your ass will never work in this town again or on this planet. Going back to the whole thing with KRS-One, to the reason why I do blame a lot of the elders in hip hop, because they live to a harsher standard. This is why Vanilla Ice got ejected the way he did. People try to make it like he was white. No, when they found out this motherfucker not only wasn't writing his, then they found it was a brother that wrote it, and then Vanilla Ice got cocky behind it and was like, nah, I wrote this. You know what I'm saying? They was fuck out of here, right? Reason why I say back then, it does have to do with how the eldership doesn't carry hip hop into the next level, because this is the hypocrisy. Let's take a guy like KRS-One. They asked KRS-One on Noriega's joint, Drink Champ, you know, what do you think about the allegations and the rumors, right? And Nori was leaning towards old school hip hop. He was like, because I have a problem with it, right? Which his first reaction was right. KRS-One being the elder, when he speaks, just like Nori said, I move in accordance, he repositioned his opinion. So KRS-One said, I don't care. If it's hot, if he writes it and it's a hot joint, spit that shit, right? Okay, well then, at your time, you shouldn't be such a bragger about or talk about who was biting. Remember, biting was an issue for a long time. In fact, again, there was a subgenre in hip hop that people called out biters. So it's like you were mad at Nelly, but you're cool with Drake.
Because he's a hypocrite. And then he went on the whole lecture tours. When he does the lectures, he talks about biting and different vocabularies in hip hop. And then he goes on Nori and be like, just spit that shit. Yeah. Like this is whack. That's why I don't like a lot of these people. I just don't.
Well, but this is, again, as long as hip hop doesn't have any real defining factors or parameters, we're going to get variations of Drake and Vanilla Ice. I'm just being real. Which,
again, we're letting you know, like, going back to Vanilla Ice, there was a split with black people. Because at first, they just thought, they doing this to him because he's white? No, that's not right. But then, when the writing and all the stuff, and then he lied about the background, instant ejected. Ejected. That's it. You're out of here. You know, they didn't do that to Milkbone or the Beastie Boys because at least, they can rap. They do their own thing.
Yeah, you got underground white rappers like Copyright. You got Self-Titled, which was a part of the Feral Crew. You got R.A. Rugged Man. I mean, you got
my favorite nerd, one of my favorite nerd rappers.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I forgot his name. Yeah. Mr. No Face or something like that. The digital rap and all that with the Voltron and all that stuff.
Yeah, he was close to it though, the name. I'll remember it later. Mr. Frontalot.
Yeah, MC Frontalot.
MC Frontalot.
Yeah, but it's again, it's like we have to have standards, like, because it's a scary territory with Drake if we allow this. Like, let's be real. People gave Eminem a lot of shit in the beginning, But when they found out how ill he was, and then there was video footage of him actually battling,
and he comes off from the top of the dome when he's freestyling.
And he made sure he went way over the top with the lyrics because he says, "I gotta prove something to these motherfuckers."
Drake is disrespectful. He don't think he has to prove everything. He's very fucking lazy.
Well, how about this?
He's lazy.
Let's be real, okay? If we want to talk about how Drake calls himself an MC, right? He don't even show up to Sway for a freestyle. That's why Sway has been doing all them side shots at him. And that's why he co-signed the shit out of Tory Lanez when Tory Lanez did his good ass freestyle.
Oh, because he
Drake
can't
doesn't
use his
even
iPhone 7 to
Drake don't even go on the circuit to do a freestyle.
Now look, I'm still gonna make a distinction. I know that every rapper can't freestyle. That's true. You have pen to.
You gotta show the people something.
You have pen to paper. Who only could do pen to paper? They can't remember like that.
Nas is notoriously. It depends. I know lately he's been on his freestyle game.
Yeah.
I think Nas was more lazy about it because he was like, he'll fudge. But I still I still hold the aesthetics of hip hop very strong. Mm-hmm. Okay, look, if you calling yourself the hottest rapper alive, prove it.
Oh no, you gotta prove it. If you got a great writing game and you can freestyle, you deserve that. If you just a pen to paper, you decrease a bit, but you still could be hot because it's still your own words. And so it's just a lot of factors that come into play. But the little demon spawns people trying to make hot, even though they don't have concerts selling out or hot albums, because they may have one single hot on iTunes. To keep talking about these guys is a disgrace to hip hop. To keep trying to say that Drake is a pop star, people need to put him in that category.
Throw him in there with Britney Spears. Be real with it.
Drake is Britney Spears. Drake is Britney Spears because he doesn't write anything. He doesn't have his own style. He has no unique style. All the stuff that you think is his style comes from other people.
That boy, the T-1000 of hip hop.
Exactly. There's nothing that originates from him.
And I will say this. If this was, what is this? We in 2016, right? Mm-hmm. If this was 2006, it would be really bad for Drake. It would have been bad for Drake now if a lot of other people didn't cake for him and try to change people's minds on what it is to be hip-hop. This is what I'm saying. The reason why it would be bad. Let's be real about this, too. A lot of times, people are given their shine based on their competition. Mm-hmm. So the thing is, like they say, you're just as good as your competition. Mm-hmm. You really are. It's that simple. You're either better than your competition or you're just as good. Okay.
Where are you going with this, Prince?
All right. So, where you said, where am I going with it?
Yeah.
No, because think about it. Drake's competition, realistically in that pop realm, because people automatically, they don't see him in the same space as Kendrick.
Okay, and all right, that's why I was asking where you going with this.
No, because they don't see him as Kendrick. They don't. Even when they tried to do the trilogy, they knew in their heart he wasn't in that space.
Exactly.
Right? When you listen to Good Kid, Mad City, and you listen to Take Care, two completely different genres within the culture. Okay.
Wait, but I want to make a distinction. It's not because of the type of album. It's the fact it didn't come from him.
No. Let me say this.
I want to also make that clear.
Even if it came from him, this is my point. Let me say this. Mm-hmm. Even if it came from him, lyrically, they still wouldn't put him in that same space.
Yeah, no, he still wouldn't put him in that same place, but he would still be hip hop.
This is the thing, though.
Okay.
This is the thing I want to say. Be real, his real competition, this is why I say the spawns are very bad, because they make Drake look superior. Mm-hmm. That's Drake's real competition. And that's why he's perceived as being the best in the game right now. Because everybody else, even some of the drive music 2 Chainz is made. Everybody, like sonically, they hear Drake shit because there's a sweatshop behind him. There's an empire behind him. Everything is going to be on point because Drake is a corporation. This is why I say in 2006 or even 1999 when you had the X's and all the guys in between that were running around, Drake would have a hard time in that era. Kendrick would have been fine. J. Cole would have been fine. Drake would have suffered severely in that era. In this era, we don't have that many strong competitors in the rap game.
I say we do have strong competitors.
Okay, outside of who?
I mean, we have Kid Cudi, we have Vic Staples, we have Vic Mensa, we have Chance the Rapper, we have Montana of 300.
All right, let me re-illustrate this then.
Okay.
Strong competitors on the A-list level as far as Drake.
Okay, A-list level would be Kendrick, it would be J. Cole, And to be honest, there's not that many on the A-list level. You mean people who just sold out?
That's what I'm talking about.
So it would just really be
because
it would be them three. It would be Kanye. It would be like that would exclude a lot of the demons. That would exclude all the demon spawns too. They wouldn't even be in it because they're not A-list like that.
But this is what people do though.
Okay.
This is what people do. They be like, yo, Drake is the best because they'll immediately bring them guys up to strengthen their argument.
Yes.
They stay away from J. Cole and Kendrick because it's a universal truth. He can't fuck with them.
Absolutely.
That's why I said right now, Drake is looking real shiny because there's really nobody in that particular lane outside when Jay-Z decides to step down and touch the mic. And then that's when Drake looks a little silly.
I think Drake really doesn't have a lane except from being pop. The issue is people are blurring the lines. Everything about him is manufactured almost to 100%.
He's a corporation.
So that means to even try to say he's A status in hip hop, that's not truthful. It would just be really, in reality, it would be J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar.
Organically, yes. Organically, yes. But look at this.
Just real quick, he's manufactured. That's why he comes out with all this music. Wait, I just want to say this real quick. Kendrick Lamar is organically mainstream. I know people try to say, oh, well, he's not Drake. Kendrick Lamar is mainstream.
But here's the thing.
He could go on the pop track and feature on a bitch ass Taylor Swift or anybody and sell well. He could do that easily. But everything comes from him. He writes everything.
But that's my point.
But I'm saying that point. Drake cannot be put as an A-lister in hip hop.
Yes, he can.
Because he's 100% manufactured and
disagree.
He's lying. No,
here's the thing. This is what I'm saying, Sincere. This is why I say I disagree. Organically, to the true hip hop fans, we know the difference. Organically, but with the music industrial complex, he's listed as A-list.
He's cheating, though. His songs are cheating. Everything is manufactured.
But let's go back. Hold on here. Let's go back.
Yeah.
Let me say this.
Okay.
Let's go back. Look how they did Britney Spears, right? Mm-hmm. Janet Jackson was organic. Britney Spears was
and everybody
GMO.
Knew it, though.
But even if that is the case, it still didn't stop them from putting her in the same space as Janet. That's what I'm saying.
And she was taken out.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying, you have to look at it like that. Look, right now, because you have guys that have legitimacy as well, I keep saying it, I blame a lot of the old MCs, the old cats like the KRS-One, the sidestepping motherfuckers. All right, I blame a lot of the black and white hipsters for giving him that validation or trying to readjust the Writer's Gate narrative to help Drake seem more reasonable that he's an MC, right? And then on top of that, you have guys within the industry currently that are still relevant, that have legitimacy, grounded roots in hip-hop, like a Kanye West, that validate Drake.
Of course.
So that's what I'm talking about. They put him in that space, even though it's not organic.
But
it's GMO.
It's the people have the answers. The people rule.
Which they are having a backlash right now.
The people rule. The people have made Kanye West successful and made these other people successful by engaging in their music. What they're doing is like, well, you have people on YouTube saying people don't care. They're just trying to socially re-engineer people to make them not care, even though their first reaction to Drake when it came out about the writers, almost everyone was ready to destroy him. It's just because of what Meek Mill did as a fool and dropping the ball is what elevated him on a decline. He was going on a decline, and then
everybody in the OVO sweatshop went into overtime to produce back-to-back as well.
So exactly. So my problem is you cannot say that Drake is in a space by himself and Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole are somewhere else when J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar write and do everything on their own, pertaining to their bars and stuff. Everything Drake has done for his career has been created, artificial, manufactured. That's like me saying that there's two Olympic runners. One, all 100% organic. The other guy has steroids, and you know what? They put him a mile ahead of the other guy, and then they say start the race. That doesn't even make any fucking sense.
But it does. And this is why, I stand on my point. That's why I said Drake, all he is, he's a new face for colonization of black music, whether people want to admit it or not. I know people try to bring up the half black shit. Look, you see the government entity, they dealt in half blackness when it came to colonizing Africa through a Barack Obama, a brown face. That's what Drake represents. I'm telling you that. The reason I said because any other time in hip hop, a motherfucker like Drake will have a very hard time. For real. Just even the way he look at the guys from the era of real shit, how they reacted to him. DMX's first initial reaction was his right reaction. What's beautiful though, what most corporations do, they underestimate the value and the strength of the people. That's why I said Drake is a corporation, because the corporate entities behind Drake are underestimating the current backlash wave on the underground tip where people are looking at Drake. Funny, now videos you go to, all people are talking about this nigga don't even do his own shit. So eventually, that's gonna catch a bigger wave.
Nothing, like it would be. He gets credit for nothing. He doesn't write his hooks. He doesn't melodies. Nothing. That's the problem. There's nothing you could give this nigga credit for. Like people used to get into arguments with me before because they were saying the type of music Drake was doing isn't hip hop. With like Take Care, I was like, you can't really say that. Chance the rapper, Rick Menser, they do the singing and the rapping.
Again.
That still is in the realm of hip hop. And you had people doing that in the fucking 90s. And Lauren, wait, real quick. And you had Lauryn Hill, who is like one of the goddesses of hip hop, who singing, rapping. What people really was trying to get at is there was something else that they couldn't put their finger on that made him not hip hop.
Well, let me go back to that. All right, this is what I was trying to say earlier too. That's why I said it's a shame what they're doing to Kid Cudi. Just be real, Drake bit up his style too.
Yeah.
Drake bit up his style because people, when Kid Cudi came out, a lot of people, because that type of sounding hip hop with the crooning singing, and Kid Cudi can actually sing. The crooning singing hadn't been brought to hip hop since in a while on that level, because Nelly did a lot of it. But,
I was gonna say.
But here's the thing. Let me say this. What I'm saying is that what Drake did, because people forget when Drake first hit the scene, he was mostly rapping. Then when he saw what was taking place with Kid Cudi, he started incorporating a lot of that into his melodies a lot more. And the thing is, what's sad is that since Kid Cudi was like, in that sense, an originator for this generation of that style, now Drake has been able to have people successfully master it for him. But there's times where he's not able to execute it well, like on the controller shit. That shit was horrible.
Shit sounds crappy. Trying to do Caribbean music sounds like a douche.
But that's what I'm saying is that the point is, though, it gets to a point where, like I said, they're underestimating the backlash that is occurring right now in social media.
Well, and they were trying to give credit to Drake about bringing a new style of hip hop that he never created. Like I said, you already had people doing R&B, soul, and hip hop.
Going back to the 90s.
You had Lauryn Hill. You already had Lauryn Hill. You had Missy Elliott. You had
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like Drake is the one who started the singing and rapping and crooning, and all those elements have been there. Now the new style of it, Kid Cudi created the new style. Kid Cudi created that new style that Drake is getting credit for. And then on top of that, you had artists in the UK and also already in Canada who was doing a style like that, emulating the UK, who have already had that style when Drake had came out.
Well, that's why I said
then you
Kid
try to
Cudi,
give him the credit. Like, come on.
Well, that's what I said. Kid Cudi had more power than people believed. The problem is he wasn't marketed well, but everybody else that had a musical ear, they saw the value what he had.
Everybody heard that sound from Kid Cudi. Everybody.
Yeah, and so what they did, they lifted it, and the thing is, going back to what was going on with Kid Cudi is that look, the boy put in some work as far as the style goes, and it's like I said, it's just unfortunate that at this stage, you have a corporate enterprise such as Drake, and I keep telling folks,
Drake is McDonald's.
He's the most corporate rapper, and it's unfortunate that somebody is actually writing their stuff, creating. Oh, that's what I was on. Now I remember. Okay, sorry about that. My mind went left. I don't know what was going on, but anyway, think about this. This is how powerful Kid Cudi's pen game was and his style was. Look, everything pre-808, Kanye was just rapping. Everything post 808, he's crooning.
Well,
and this is before
808, he was singing a little bit. Like when he said Dear Mama. No,
Dear Mama, every rapper does that.
Wait. No, but I don't want there to be any confusion. He did a couple of little singing and stuff, but it just wasn't the style that Kid Cudi came up with.
Every rapper's done that. Even Rakim has done that before. That style. That's the sing-songy hook type shit. That everybody's touched on it. Tupac done it. Biggie does it, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm talking about the shit he's doing now. That's
why there needs to be clarification.
808 and post 808, his whole style changed. It is like a knockoff Kid Cudi shit. The only thing that makes Kanye West able to slap is because of his production quality and how he's able to manipulate it. You know what I'm saying? But people gotta be real. And 808 is when Kid Cudi came into the fold of good music. People have to be real about that.
Absolutely. And another thing I would also like to mention pertaining to this whole thing is that they got to get rid of the hipsters. They have to get rid of the hipsters and their stupid magazines.
Billboard. Removing Tupac.
Yeah, like come on, and they need to not validate these things. And also,
they get ready to move Wayne's ass like 10 levels up after he said racism doesn't exist.
Yeah. And also the corporate thing I wanted to say. I'm making a distinction when we're not talking about what Nas doing with coding. We're not talking about people selling products. Like, fuck out of here. No one's talking about none of that shit. We're talking about being manufactured.
We're talking about Mr. Potato Head ass rappers that are put together.
No, yeah, exactly. We're talking about, and we know that people to a degree it is put together.
Yes.
The image. We're talking about the music being 100% manufactured. Then if that's the case, he's pop, he's not hip hop. Each music genre has different criterias. In classical music, you have to be the person who composed all your music. In jazz, you have to be the person that can compose all your music.
Cannot be Michael Bolton.
And R&B, anything with vocals, you don't have to write everything. When it comes to vocals, you don't have to write everything. Because sometimes people want you to be a vehicle of something that they've written down, or a music piece that they've written down, and they want you to project that with your voice. So we know that for people who can sing. With hip-hop, the criteria is the majority of the things you have to have written. Unless you are a known producer and you say, hey, I didn't come up with these lyrics, but I needed written material so I can to really flesh out this production. Although I would say to producers, you need to just produce and let an artist come out and write and perform that on your pieces. But that's another discussion for another day. So to say all this bullshit about, hip hop is in a different lane, it's supposed to be corporate. We're not talking about selling products. We're not talking about none of that. We're talking about the fact the nigga is 100% made in Canada when it comes to everything has been written for him.
Genetically modified. Now, going back to the producers, right? They said they need writers. Sometimes, as DJ Quick had said, but DJ Quick is by far one of the most underrated cats, period. Production and lyricism. He writes some of his sharpest, wittiest lines, and he has some of the best production that at times is way superior to Dr. Dre, right? But DJ Quick talked about that a little bit. He says, well, sometimes producers want to hear a song in a specific way, and they can't find a rapper that can project it like they want to, so they'll rap it the way they want to hear. That's different though. Again, and what's bad, like I said, it's dangerous for us to get to a point where we take an artist like Kid Cudi in our genre and wash him in favor of, again, genetically modified Drake. And I'm sticking to that point. When you get to that point where y'all look at Drake as the true artist and Kid Cudi is the flunky, then we're at a dangerous point in our music genre, that is.
Absolutely. We're talking about music, okay? We're talking about music here. We have greats when it comes to Tupac, when it comes to Biggie, Big Pun, Lauryn Hill, rap groups like Wu-Tang, groups like Outkast, groups like a Tribe Called Quest. You cannot put Drake in the legacy of hip-hop. He's not hip-hop because he's 100% manufactured. If all that other stuff he did was mostly his, even if it was like at least 85%, he could be in the conversation of hip-hop, but it's not. So you can't have, like, some people say, oh, he wrote for Jamie Foxx. How you fucking know? That sound like The Weeknd wrote that shit too. How about that?
Well, you know what's sad though? Like I said, you get to that stage in the game, and this is the conversation. I will say this though, if you look at it, Cash Money has been the cancer of hip hop. Think about it. Let's just go back. Think about it. From like the earlier years, the NO bounce shit, that was regional. It was cool. It was you know, it was like, it is what it is. Everybody remember. I remember I was younger, getting your roll on and all that shit, bling bling, hot girl, project chick, all that. You know what I'm saying? But when you get to the point where they are now, there's a lot of shit that was excused with that particular label. Like, even with going back to Baby Kissing Wayne, people justified it, right? Then I said, okay, if we're gonna let that go, so if Tupac and Suge would have got caught kissing in a picture together, would you still be supportive and rock with this shit? Again, this is not about knocking homosexuals, but I'm just saying
about being honest. If someone's pretending to be, I'm licking pussy, eating pussy, getting pussy, bitches,
pussy, yeah, right?
Like,
come on, like,
and they kissing a guy, that's a lie.
Well, I'm just saying, if it was Suge Knight's big ass and Tupac's little ass kissing, and then they got back on stage, start talking like nothing happened, like, do you think people would look at them the same?
Yeah, it's too much pretending. Like, it's different as an actor. He's an actor. He's gay, maybe openly gay, but he's pretending to be straight on screen, or the opposite, where you have some straight guys, pretend to be a gay character. That's because they're supposed to pretend. Yeah. It's acting. But you have someone
in hip hop,
who pretends to be something else, pretends to be, oh, I'm fucking Crippin', I'm blood. Oh no, I'm this, I'm that. Like, that's exactly why
I'm a real gangster. The crackers on my ass. I don't see racism. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and then, like, even going back to the Young Money with Baby and Wayne kissing, people excused it. Mm-hmm. Okay, because apparently the laws of hip hop don't apply to that label. Then the writing allegations come out the shop with Drake. There's albums where he's written nothing, right? And then people excused it. So apparently it's either Young Money's the cancer to hip hop, or the laws of hip hop physics and the gravitational pull of hip hop physics don't apply to that label.
And look, the elements of hip hop have to apply. There has to be a structure of somewhat. I hate people. You have to have the elements. You have to. You can't have a Nirvana in rock and roll, or Chuck Berry, or any of the greats in rock and roll, even though rock and roll right now sucks too because it's been watered down. You see what's going on? It's actually not just hip hop. You see what happens when you take elements and structure away from these music genres? They fucking become watered down and they suck. That's why you don't have a Nirvana now. You want to know why you don't have a Nirvana or a Chuck Berry or any of the greats when it comes to rock and roll? Because you water it down. You water it down so much. Too many excuses. Too much leeway that now the genre basically doesn't even really exist anymore.
And that's
what new rock band, and excluding Underground, what new rock band have any of y'all listened to lately?
That has cracked the top 20. Like, I mean,
and I bet you they're gonna name someone who's pop, who's not rock and roll. They're probably gonna
Xbox 20 just came back out with something.
One Direction isn't rock and roll. Sorry,
swoop headed hair ass Negroes, man. But nah, that's what we're saying. That is the danger of Drake. Like, people, initially you saw it Eminem, and to a degree he was a progenitor. But what was interesting about Eminem, like, we thought that was the danger of hip hop being colonized, right? To that point, but we saw the industry that what they wanted him to do, he didn't do. He did because he had too much respect, and then again, he fell into the drug coma, right? And then he went back and found 4 talented black MCs that had the industry had basically snuffed out. That they snuffed out in favor of the Drakes, right? Or the young Mozzys and the young thug ass niggas, right? Then Eminem went back and then he brought them up to a different level. So the danger wasn't really with Eminem. The danger, people don't look at the dangers with Drake. Cause at least Eminem, not only did he write his shit, he wrote for other people that he's kept quiet about.
And this is why things need to be clarified. Okay, pop music does just mean popular music.
Exactly.
But there's different categories. So like in rock and roll, you have to meet a certain criteria. Now there's 3 levels of popular music. Of course, anything could become popular. But one segment of popular music allows a Britney Spears or Drake. It does. And that's been the truth for that type of music, for that genre, for a very long time, that's one element that is allowed to breathe. If you are 100% manufactured, that's fine, right? It's fine. So that's where those people need to be placed. To put a One Direction, for example, in a space of rock and roll, or to put Drake in the space of hip hop, is why those two genres are dying. Now, I will say that rock and roll is just dead. At least with hip hop, you have Kendrick Lamar, you have Vic Mensa, you have J. Cole, you have Montana 300, you have Herbal, you have MC Frontalot, you have MF Doom, you have so many people that still is breathing. You got
Big Crit.
Big Crit. You got so many people, David Banner, you got so many people still breathing life, so much life into hip hop that you still have people who can get satisfied. It's actually one of the few genres that are a part of the high range, like rock and roll and stuff, that is actually still has its heart beating. The problem is that heartbeat that is low but still there is trying to get snuffed out by these people who would put Drake as in hip hop, and he's not.
First of all, and I said this before, Big Crit right now, as part of the new wave, he has the best discography in hip hop. Period. He makes superior music to Drake, hands down. He produces his own shit. He writes his own shit. The boy can actually even harmonize a lot better than Drake. And this is the thing. If you want to be gangster about this shit, you throw Drake in the same category as a Britney Spears, who didn't write her shit, and a J-Lo, who
and
didn't
that
write
will be
her shit.
Look, and I will have no issues with that.
If he stayed in that lane.
Look, if that's the lane people
Yeah.
are going to categorize him, take all that hip hop shit away,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's fine. Now, I did explain why Meek Mill dropped the ball, because people were ready to put him in that lane, and some people do. Is Meek Mill's, when he did that emotional decision to do what he did just on Twitter and not be prepared, not do it in a hip hop form. That's what gave Drake a hip hop win and Meek a hip hop L. Even though more than likely, and we could just say Drake didn't write it. So, but even on the base, I understand why people did what they did. It's understandable. But when you look at it and you really look at it in detail, because Drake didn't do back-to-back, you gotta not even give him that credit. You can't give him that credit because he didn't do it.
That's my thing about it.
I understand what people their first interpretation was, oh, Drake is being more hip-hop. Here's this nigga tweeting on social media, get to the fucking bars. I understand. And
that's my point.
And that was the strategy behind it. But the point is, he didn't fucking write it.
That's my point. This is why that the hip hop, there's an attempt by the corporation to have this socially re-engineered. Drake, he got exposed for not writing his shit. Then people hopped on his dick for the diss record that he supposedly didn't write. And I was like, okay, you're reaffirming Meek's point, and then you're also being disrespecting to the because at that point you shut him out. You're like, well, there's nothing you can come back on. You know what I'm saying? Even in the back-to-back freestyle, the reason why you knew he didn't write, he didn't even address the writing allegation. Mm-hmm. That was so gangster about it. I listened to lyrics. He didn't even address the shit. Like, think about this. Like, when Eminem got called out for being white, he went right into the studio and he addressed the fuck out of it.
Another thing is people forget that Drake has a lot of people who pay attention to social media for him. So they caught what Meek Mill did. They orchestrated the Twitter fingers to the trigger fingers. You getting bodied by a singing nigga. Like, a lot of things.
That ain't even his flow.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff was already manufactured by the people in his OVO sweatshop. And of course, what Drake would do is, for the finished product, he'll go in and make it personalize certain things, so it'll seem like he wrote it. So he'll add something about himself. He'll probably put you getting bodied by a singing nigga in there, put the singing nigga part in there. So he probably did a few tweaks to it, but overall, he's too McDonald's to be put into hip hop.
The reason why I was suspect of the back-to-back shit, and we're gonna finalize it. Again, he didn't address it. When Cannabis called out LL addressed every fucking line in that song. This dude, he talked about everything else but the writing allegations, which was the catalyst.
One could counter that, though, and say he didn't address it because he felt he shouldn't have needed to address it.
You could say that if, I would say this, I would give you that if the reference tracks hadn't came out.
No, I still don't believe he wrote it. But I'm just saying one could say that a person didn't address that because we have people who sometimes didn't address something because it's like, whatever, nigga, I'm gonna flip this on you. I'm not gonna even mention what you talked about. And some people drench themselves in it and to flip it on the person.
But this is what I'm saying. There have been plenty of cats that have been accused of that and they addressed it, but there was no proof of it. Nigga, I don't write my rhymes, nigga, you crazy. You have to address it to me because you had like 5 reference tracks that came out that were clearly the songs you had on this previous joint.
No, him not addressing it and still not addressing it, we already know what he's 100% McDonald's, but I'm saying that
yeah.
Some people rebuttals, they don't mention a thing that, something like that. They'll just say, I don't give a fuck, I know what I am.
And you know what's interesting about that?
Yeah.
Because he hadn't addressed it directly, people hadn't let it go.
And they shouldn't let it go because it's already is a fact.
And I will say
the
this.
Weekend,
I'm gonna give it to
Party
people.
Next Door.
I agree with you. The Weekend, Party Next Door. I'm gonna give
too much proof.
I'm gonna give it to people because I'm not gonna I'm not gonna even throw the casual rap listener under the bus. I will say this: they got enough damn sense to now it's on their head. Everybody's talking. They're like, "What? Wait a minute."
Yeah, because people trying to put it on black people. Let's be real. A lot of people who showing up to these niggas concerts aren't black,
and they're white.
So I mean, don't get me wrong. Black people do support.
White supremacy wins again.
Black people do support these artists like J. Cole, Kendrick, and other people. And they're black people. A lot of black people who like Drake. But what I'm saying is, the reorganizing on the criteria of hip hop and all this stuff a lot of it's coming from white people and just dick riding black people. Well,
black people then kicked up a beautiful wave, and I appreciate them because now they're questioning this nigga, and now the white kids are like, oh shit, he's not as cool with the black kids anymore. Oh, because that's what white kids do. They follow everything black people doing.
Oh yeah,
black people initially didn't like Drake, so white kids didn't fuck with him. Then he got the cosign validation by black people. Then white kids got on his dick even harder. You know what I'm saying? Now black people are like, they pulling back again. This is, I smell bullshit. Now white kids are kind of like, oh, okay. You have any final thoughts about this?
Nope. Just everyone donate to our PayPal. We have a lot of documentaries coming out, the Black Renaissance. We're also going to give you a clip eventually of a trailer about the shadow people, basically focusing on the homeless black people in Houston. And
we'll be dropping a collaborative effort with Drake as well. We got that in the tank. I've been in the OVO sweatshop. I didn't want to let y'all know.
We're sellouts.
Yeah, we sold out, y'all. I've been working in the OVO sweatshop right now. He's got this beautiful polka song coming out. This is your boy Prince.
And this is your girl Sincere.
Peace.